Hi everyone, welcome to OWTV. It's me, Renathra, here again, but this time I have Peace with me from Team Z. Peace, for people that don't know you, you want to give a brief introduction?
Hello, I'm the Flexi for Team Z. I'm 22, mainly known for my Genji, Tracer, and Echo, and I've been playing Overwatch since I was 12.
Since you were 12?
Yeah.
Damn, you've been around like a long time then. I'm 30 and that's been a minute. Wow, it's crazy to think that like you've been playing since 12 and you're finally here at OWCS. I think that's really cool. For people that maybe aren't super familiar with your past, do you want to maybe mention, because I know you're from Sakura, kind of how that transition happened and how you ended up here on Team Z today?
Well, while I was gone in New York City for a little bit, my team, mainly a quarter of Z and like Claire, then they made a scrim team with Zamba, and they ended up liking Zamba more, which is fine. You know, very good, profound Tracer player, but they ended up redoing the whole roster. So me and Valerie ended up on, as we know, Team Z today. But it's all good. You know, no super hard feelings.
Super hard feelings. So like maybe a little bit.
Just wait till game day. Just wait till game day.
Tiny
It's all
bit.
good though. It's all good though.
That's facts. Okay. I mean, I feel that. And I also know you've been really busy because you are playing collegiate as well. You're on Bryant and Stratton, aka the Bobcats. Do you want to talk a little bit about kind of the differences between playing on Team Z at the same time playing collegiate?
We haven't started scrimming too much yet, but me and Nenwa are very Bobcat love heavy. Like we'll always vouch for each other. We'll vouch for manually, even though he's a master as well. Proto comes back. Proto like, oh my god, Proto, you're the go. We have a very good like tight knit love, which I don't think a lot of collegiate teams do. Like they're usually friends, but they're usually like enemies or like because they play on different teams. But like the Bobcats are like this. We're really locked in.
All right, nice. I like to hear like a little bit of camaraderie, a little bit of friendly rivalry, maybe with NY being on Nightmare and all that. So I get it. Thankfully, this weekend you didn't play a fellow collegiate teammate. You did play Geekay instead for your opening weekend, and that was a little bit of a hard match. So I'm excited to dive into that. I guess to start with the beginning of every match, you go through bans, and throughout the series, we saw really every ban on your side go through on tanks. I wanted to ask, did you get the matchups you were maybe hoping to get out of these tank bans?
As a result, probably not. As the result was shown, but we talked about our bans a little bit. And we messed up our bans. But we also thought they were going to play stuff way differently. So it was like a mix of 50-50. You know, you never really know what they're going to ban, what you should ban. But we also just got our matchup completely wrong.
Okay, tell me more about that. What's with the matchup kind of not playing out as you guys expected?
Like I guess we expected Kuffa to play a lot more Winston. He didn't. And we also expected them to ban our tank more than our DPS, which is just stupid. Me and Ryan are really predictable DPS line. So obviously they're gonna bang into Tracer. We knew that, but we kind of thought, especially the third map, we was like, okay, that's the tank ban, but it's not. It's not Astronex. But it's okay.
I see. So does that kind of did the events happening this weekend inform you at all about a change of strategy going into your next match? Not to get too ahead, but
we are changing our bans a little bit. I think we've been seeing pretty good success with our bans.
Okay, nice. And when you guys do bans kind of during your live matches, are those kind of set bans kind of like do you practice them in scrims and then take them into the games, or are they kind of on the fly?
Kind of depends on the team you ask. I know like higher, like top 4, the very few scrims I've gotten to like secretly watch, they usually just ban whatever. Like they ban like fake stuff, so in the real match they don't show their real ban. But we don't have that luxury. So we kind of do real bans. We do some fake, some real, just to keep everyone on their toes. We don't want no one to really know what we're gonna ban.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So there's like a bit of a mind game even during practice. It's like, yeah, are we actually going to ban this, or are we kind of doing this to practice something else? I think that's really interesting. Diving into more, I guess, the concrete match with GK, it did feel like you guys had a bit of a slow start, especially on Lijiang Tower. But as you got more into it during Atlas, it seemed like you guys were doing a bit better. What do you think went wrong at the start for you and your team to kind of have to see you guys accelerate throughout the series?
Well, as obvious, they banned our superstar. They banned Ryan out, but it's fine. It did hurt because we did like expect it, but I guess we didn't expect it to be as bad as it was, which is like it happens. But I think the other maps show that even without our perfect lineup of like a Genji Tracer, even if that's falling out or like whatever, without our perfect lineup, we can still punch. We can still do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, like we are getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but I did kind of want to ask, like, for you guys as an underdog team, I think a lot of people are expecting occasional upsets and to see you punch up. What do you guys think you have that allows you to do that? Because talking to you, it sounds like you have a lot of confidence.
I do think that our the Genji Tracer comp, even though it is falling out a little bit, does enable us to really punch up a lot. It's kind of falling out, but there are definitely still some maps that you could do it, which is why also that me and Ryan are in majority of the time, because you give us an inch on that comp, we're gonna take a mile. That's our bread and butter. We've been playing Genji Tracer before the patch. We've been playing Genji Tracer now every day in ranked. Ryan's been playing Tracer since he was like 13. I've been playing Genji since I was like 12, open beta. So we really know our micro is at a base level so high on those characters that we will always know what to do.
So you're saying if the meta stays kind of around here, Genji Tracer really strong, double flex really strong, that you guys have the ability to contend with the top players. I love that. In the events that it is banned out, what's the backup play?
Probably Reaper, like Reaper Tracer, Genji Reaper. But that's so obvious, like we can't. Maybe I'll play some mid-scan. I can't say too much, I guess, because I know I have a match. But we've been trying rotating me in. Like you need a Reaper player in this meta. I've been trying to play Lava Reaper. I know Ryan's been playing it in rank 2. So we've been trying to see which one is better, which one works. You know, sometimes if they ban Tracer, you're gonna need to play Genji Reaper. I'm the Genji player, as they say. And then if they ban Genji, then it's probably Tracer Reaper, which means I'll play Reaper, Ryan plays Tracer.
So I actually am rather interested in the Reaper pick. Over the course of the first weekend, I don't think people were expecting to see it as much as they did. It's certainly seeming like a contention for the, I guess, defining composition right now. A lot of Zarya Reaper, a lot of double flex DPS, kind of 50-50 bag. Why do you think teams are leaning on the Reaper as much as they are? Like, what's strong about that comp?
I can say a lot, but I'll try to keep it down. It's like a matchup thing, because Winston into Genji is very good, but then Winston into Reaper is very bad. So, which is like, you know, textbook, whatever. But because of that matchup, Reaper is way stronger. Also, Reaper has a decent matchup into ball, so you can just start Reaper wherever you want. Unless it's like really long map, then usually it's probably Reaper. It kind of sucks, but also with Zarya being as good as she is right now, she's like the third. She's like the best off tank option hands down over Hazard, who's like, you know, hybrid tank, whatever. There's no more Ramatra, no more Orisa, no more anything to stand in her way. Really, just a Winston in her ball. To win that matchup, you do need to be pretty good at Winston. You can't just like, you know, bubble Zarya anymore. The game's gotten too advanced for that. So
I see.
There's levels to it, but Reaper's good because he does the things that Genji can't do.
So do you think that at least in North America, is the meta transitioning to see it stabilize around Zarya Reaper more as kind of the answer to double flex DPS?
I think it's like a big juggle. I think like teams like SSG and like really only them. The teams with a really hard off tank core, like Hawk, who's gonna always prefer to play off tank, they play Zarya as much as they possibly can. If Zarya is banned, they play D.Va. So, you know,
but maybe more of a preference thing than like an actual, this is the strongest thing.
I mean, also pray to God we never see Hawk on Winston. No flame. But pray, we really in bad hands if that happens.
Keep the boy on Zarya, keep the boy on Sig, on D.Va, right?
But okay. On a real note, like it's probably because they prefer off tank. So Zarya is the best. Zarya is an amazing tank right now. But Winston and Ball are probably the most meta, and then Reaper just has a really good matchup into those two. Especially if they play Winston, like a Winston, Reaper, Tracer, Lucio, Kiri. It's really hard for Genji to play. Sometimes you just need to mirror it and just shoot the tank.
Okay, cool. I mean, well, like let's talk a little bit about what you mentioned, Dan, with like kind of the complementing backlines. We are on a patch that features a new support hero in Wuyang, and we've seen a lot of him splashed into a lot of comps, pun not intended. But we've also seen the classic Kiri Lucio as well, and there's been a kind of divide into what is better. I kind of want to pick your brain on, for you as the DPS player, what backline do you prefer playing with? And honestly, what do you prefer playing against? Like, what's easier to tackle? What do you think is stronger?
I mean, I think if I'm playing Genji, probably Wuyang Kiri, and I prefer to have a Wuyang Kiri. That backline is just like so good. Lucio's still not bad on some points, on like some map types, I think. Maybe like a Flashpoint. He's just too good on Flashpoint. But I do also think that Wuyang is like probably I don't know if it makes sense, but they're probably tied for like the best supports in the game. Like Lucio, Wuyang, not together though, but they're probably not interchangeable. It's kind of complicated. Their relationship is weird. Like they do things better than each other, but they're still both really playable, both really good, really strong. Wuyang is probably like the third best support in the game behind Beat and Rush. It's literally a better nano.
Yeah, that's high praise. Do you think Wuyang should be like a mainstay? Like, do you think if like teams are not playing Wuyang, then they're kind of like behind on trend? Like, because we have seen Kiri Lucio sometimes. Is he like meta defining levels of good right now?
Yeah, I think so. But it's weird. He's not like Kiri Kiri launch oppressive. I think he's just like pretty solid. And it's good. I actually don't mind him. I think he's pretty diveable. outside of like his like 2 undiveable buttons. But don't get me started on the way. But like he's pretty diveable outside of those 2 things, and I think he's a pretty fun like interactable character. I think they need to nerf his 3 orbs a little bit. They made a pretty fun support to interact with, which is very rare.
Nice. I mean, you said don't get you started on the wave, but I will. I'm going to push your buttons a bit. I do think we're likely to see hits on him. You know, statistically, he has a very high pick rate and a very high unmirrored win rate. I think people are saying around 55% right now, which is pretty high. Obviously, in official matches, we've been seeing him as well. And for something to be adopted that quickly, those are good signs. If you were to hit that character, especially coming from a DPS perspective, what do you think is like fair to keep in the kit? Where do you think the power budget's too high? Like, what would you change about that character to balance him out some?
I think the interaction with the enemies are too much. I think him having like high healing is fun, but he can't have high healing, high mobility, high damage. You can't have all 3. So I think he needs to get his wave damage on enemies knocked down a little bit, and the boop knocked down like probably about like half. And I think his like mobility wave, the one where he like just gets a better jump, a better speed, better everything, and it heals him. They need to like, I don't even know where they would start with that. But they need to like
pick like 2 out of 3 and then kind of work your way down.
Yeah, like you can't have all 3 on a support. Or I guess you can if you're Kiriko, but you get all the skins.
Of course, get all the toys. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Like you're at least enjoying playing alongside him when he cans. Like that is at least something that you can benefit from, like on the side. Meta kind of like is moving, and we're going into a match this weekend against Space Station, which are obviously last year's champions. So you have a tough fixture coming up. Do you think, given the meta right now, if this is like a good time to play SSG, like you're on theoretically your best heroes against the best team, or would you have rather just get a little bit more preparation time with coming weeks?
I mean, I think as the meta evolves, probably off tank gets weaker. It's really only Ball and Winston. But not, and I know I said Zarya strong earlier, which she is. She's still Zarya, and she's still 3rd place best tank, in my opinion. So, I mean, our matchup is pretty strong. I think we have pretty decent bans. We also know they like to play double flex DPS as well, because they have Sugar Free and Scissors. So, and if they punch down on us with their Genji Tracer comp, we're going to punch back. I think me and Ryan have a really good chance. If they try to like ego us and don't like want to play Reaper and like, yeah, let's just play Genji Tracer and like run these guys down, then I think we have a really good chance.
I mean, there it is. We have the clip for the little clickbait article when this goes live. It's like, if they want to mirror us, we'll take them down. I love that. I love the confidence. Like going into the match, obviously you're trying to get an upset. That there's no doubt about it. Would you say that's the key is like, we want to see them mirrored and we'll just do better than them on our best heroes? Yeah,
preferably if we could play no Reaper, that would be great. But obviously I know they play some Reaper. I know Scissors play some Reaper. I do know that they sometimes swap their DPS. Scissors was playing Genji like a week ago, and Sugarfree was playing Tracer, but I think against Sakura and against Nightmare, they swapped it so that Sugarfree plays Genji, and then Scissors is playing Tracer now, which makes a lot more sense. Not even Flame, but like, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So that's a really scary DPS line, but I trust that like our team, me and Ryan, could really make it some stuff happen.
Okay, nice. So looking forward to this weekend and playing against SSG. I think we'll all be cheering. I know a lot of the fans really like cheering for the underdog, especially. Are there any messages you have for them or for, honestly, Space Station watching this interview? Like, is there anything that you want to say to them?
I heard what you said, CJ, in the other interview. I'm not so easily banned, all right? I'm never going to forget that.
Okay, so direct words to CJ.
Also, and Lep, I want to be my friends. I love playing against like Lep and CJ. Those guys are like outside of the game. Like those guys are my friends. I love trying to like be my friends and like playing to win against them. That's like my favorite thing.
Yeah, the stakes are different, I think, when you're playing against like people without faces and people they actually know. It's probably a little bit more enjoyable for you. On that note, I guess as a final question, is there like any particular team or person that you like really have it out for this season?
Probably a mix of like Sakura and Nightmare. I think Sakura for obvious reasons, but I really want to be Nightmare. I think like, not that they're bad or anything. I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're overrated. Like they literally beat like Twisted. Like, those guys are good, but I really want to beat someone like Painkiller. Guy's my friend, not in the game. He's my friend, and I've always wanted to do good against him. And I think their team is like, that's like the gatekeeper of like the 4 or the 3 right now.
Right.
I think beating a team like that will like, that opens eyes to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were like the big upshow team last season, and I don't think they have a really strong double flex right now. Like, no Flame the Seeker. They don't have a Genji. They don't have a real Reaper.
Yeah.
So I would really love to beat a team like that.
Yeah, Seeker's definitely not a flex DPS player by trade, and I'm hearing you want to get your lick back against Sakura. Love to hear it. Totally agree on the point that Nightmare is kind of that gatekeeper team. I don't know how Flack does it, but every time they get poached and rebuilt the roster, they're still kind of at that upper echelon. So it's a good sign if Team Z can take them out too. So these are all great things to know, and I think people will be watching out for that matchup, that pivotal matchup, and seeing if you guys breach that upper playoff kind of level. But Peace, this has been a fantastic time talking to you. I love your energy. I'm excited to see the game on Sunday, and I hope fans are as well. Do you have any final words before we close out the interview?
Always bet on Peace, because when you bet on Peace, you win. And then
I love it.
I want to say thank you to everyone who supports the branding. I do the social media managing, and it was really cool seeing so many likes on it. I know it's a little like scuffed or whatever, but we didn't get no work. So, but I had to fight for us to be that team, and I'm really happy we are.
I mean, you heard it here first. So, like, we now know officially that Peace is a man that wears many hats. He runs the socials. He plays the Genji. He gets the hype going. So please support Team Z going into the weekend. Please send love to Peace on his socials as well. I've been Renanthra. We've been at OWTV. I'll catch you all later.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.